Alright, so I just came back from watching Superman. Now, here's the thing. I'm actually kind of conflicted with this movie. Now, I do think that the movie was entertaining enough, and I did somewhat like it, but I did not love this movie. Now, let me start out by saying this. I think that the actors did a very good job at portraying these characters. I think they did a very good job. Now, I forgot the actor's name, David something, the guy who plays Superman. He did a very good job portraying Superman and, because he's Clark Kent. So with Clark Kent, he was a bit geeky. And with Superman, he was a superhero. So he did a very good job portraying this character on screen. And that goes with all the other actors too, because even like the Justice Gang, they did a good job as well portraying these characters. The chemistry between Clark Kent and Lois was good as well. Luthor was okay in the movie. I can't believe I forgot his name. The leader of the Justice Gang. I can't believe I forgot his name. He was actually pretty good in the movie. I quite liked him. I quite liked this character in the movie. I would say that probably the worst ones were probably Hawkgirl and Crypto. Now, Crypto was not too bad in the film. There's only some segments here and there where he was very annoying. But other than that, he was okay in the movie. Hawkgirl was pretty useless in the movie. Well, she does have an important role to play in the story, but I think she needed a little bit more scenes because all she does, I think there's only like one scene to where she's actually talking, and the rest of the scenes with her is just her fighting and screaming, basically. She definitely needed more scenes. Now, about the story itself. Now, I'm not going to go into any spoilers or anything like that, but the story itself. Now, there are people that are saying that there's too much in this movie, like there's like way too many characters. Now, I disagree with that, but I do understand where people are coming from because this is the first movie in the James Gunn DCU because it's like the DC, they rebooting everything, and this is like supposed to be the first movie. For a Superman movie, for the first movie, this definitely felt like more like a sequel story, like maybe something that will happen later down the line, because this is definitely not an origin story. Like everybody knows who Superman is, everybody knows what there's super powered beings in the universe, like everybody knows. And Superman is well established in this movie, so you're not gonna get his origin story. Like he's well established, he's been saving people for a few years, and where this movie basically drops you is that where Superman now is starting to struggle now because he's fighting more powerful beings. That's where this movie actually kind of starts. And throughout this movie does not slow down at all. You're like right from the beginning of the movie, you're thrown straight into the action, and then from there it just doesn't stop. Which actually brings me to the main problem of this film is the pacing issue, because as I said, this movie does not stop, and there's like the emotion, like if there's any like comedy or something like an emotional scene, it doesn't have time to breathe because it just moves on. The story just keeps going and going. It does not slow down at all to digest the feelings. You know what I mean? Like it does not slow down at all. It just goes bang bang into something else. You know what I mean? It's a very fast paced film, and because of that, the emotion doesn't have time to breathe in a sense. Because even like the comedy, to be honest with you, the only time I laughed when we're talking about the comedy is only I'm gonna keep this as vague as possible, but the harem scene. Hopefully you guys know which scene I'm talking about. That's the only one that made me laugh, but that was it. But even that did not have time to breathe because it was straight away just bang bang into something else, and you got into serious stuff, and then you know what I mean. The emotions, it doesn't have time to breathe. That's the problem. Which actually I can even say this. This movie feels like a story from a cartoon made into live action. That's basically what this film feels like. Like, so when you watch a Superman cartoon, you know how they like how they make it, for cartoony, that type of storytelling. This felt kind of like that. It was a live action adaptation of a cartoon. That's what it felt like to me. Another thing is the suit. I actually didn't like the suit because to be honest with you, as the movie was going on, I did actually forget about the suit, but there were a couple of shots in the movie where the suit kind of looked like it was made out of kind of like a plasticky, like a almost, you know what I'm talking about, like a plasticky kind of like it was baggy sometimes in certain shots, but yeah, like I wasn't a big fan of the suit at all. And about there being too many characters, at the end of the movie there is a character that's revealed, and they come in the stupidest way possible. I don't know why they decided to do that, but yeah, they decided to do that. I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah, you just wait until you see that scene. So when it comes to the story, I do like the story, but I didn't love it either. Like it's just like if you look at it down the middle to where like and dislike, I'm just a little bit over from the it's like from the center. I'm just a bit over to where I can say that I do like the story, and it does have some good parts in the story as well. But like I said, it's the pacing. It's very fast paced. That's the only problem I have with the film. But when it comes to the action scenes were pretty good. The CGI looked pretty good. Like if you've seen the trailers, in the trailers, the CGI is a bit iffy. And the thing is that in this movie, there are some iffy CGIs here and there that I did spot. Like especially when Luthor walks when he's in the Superman's hide. I can't remember what they call it. I keep forgetting. But when he's walking in and he's shooting down all those drones, and the CGI there looks a little bit off. But the rest of the film, the rest of the movie, the action scenes and the CGI there were actually pretty good. And I'll say for me, I'll say the action scenes were the best part of this movie. So as I said before, for me, I did like the movie, and I do think it's an above average film. Now comparing to all the other Superman movies that we've had, I do think that the original 3 Superman movies are better than this. I don't think 4 is better than this. I think this one's better than 4. Man of Steel, I think Man of Steel might be a little bit better, but not by much. And yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about this film. Now, before I drop my recommendation, I want to say something. Before this movie came out, James Gunn, he said that this was going to be a movie focused on politics or something like that. Now, I can tell you after watching this movie, there is no real world politics in this movie. The politics he's referring to are in-universe. So that's a good thing, There's no pushing of politics in this, and also I want to address another thing. I'm not too sure what they're saying in America, but in Australia, the mainstream media are literally calling this movie. There's woke in this movie. They're pushing the woke politics in this movie. They're actually saying that. That is complete nonsense. There is no woke agenda in this movie at all. There's no woke pushing on anything like that. And if you guys have been following my channel, I call this stuff out, right? You guys know that. And I'm telling you now, this movie has got no woke politics in it. There's nothing like that in this movie. If there's anybody that's been saying that to you, they are lying to you. There's nothing like that in this movie. So yeah, I did want to address that. Now, do I recommend this movie? Here's the thing. If you're a Superman fan and you like also the Superman cartoons and the comics, I would say, yeah, go see this movie. Of course, if you're a Superman fan, you need to go watch this movie. But keep your expectations a bit low going into this movie. But I think it is a movie that's entertaining enough. Now, of course, if you don't like superhero stories and all that, obviously you don't go watch this movie. But yeah, like I said, if you like Superman, you do need to go watch this movie. But at the same time, keep your expectations low. That's how I feel about this movie. So anyway, that's enough from me. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And yeah, thank you for watching.